since starting in January, the first thing that I've come to learn is to definitely look the part. When I was doing my first set of videos, some of them I had makeup on, some of them I did a full face setting spray, all of that, and then I sort of got lazy, right? You can notice the difference in the videos in which I look the part, my hair's done, my makeup's done, as opposed to the videos that I don't look the part. I'm tired. I look terrible. So that's definitely one of the first things I've come to realize when doing these videos is I always want to look the part. And plus the saying is true, if you look good, you feel good. So I want to provide my viewers, my subscribers with the best content possible. And so I decided that moving forward, I'm going to definitely look the part. Okay, so right now I'm just filling in my eyebrows. This is sort of like a BTS for Vogue Mode, sort of like me prepping if I was recording a video, which I am right now. So this is me, or my process for when I'm getting ready to record a video. Please understand that I am not a makeup influencer. I am a style blogger. Okay, so my niche or niche, as some folks would say, is not fashion, or I'm sorry, not makeup. My niche or niche is fashion. Okay, so the James Charleses and the James Welches and all those makeup influencers out there, please do not crucify me on YouTube, okay? Because everything that I'm gonna do here today is so far from what you guys would typically recommend. Okay, number 2, find your niche, okay? And I say find your niche because if your page is all over the place, people are gonna start to be like, no, hold on now, okay? So you need to find your niche and stick with it, all right? And the reason I say that is because people will get lost in your content, okay? So if you look at Vogue Mode, you'll notice that the content that we have is all fashion-based. As of late, we started to dive into the realm of what I call tea time. So just to stay up to date with certain things in pop culture, and that seems to bode well with the viewing public. So again, even when we're doing tea time though, we still talk about fashion. All right, so I do a lot of style rundowns. In those style rundowns, I definitely focus on the tea time session. We also do a lot of how to dress for your body type. And so I figured that would be my niche because the body type market is a very underserved market, right? So I figured, okay, how can I be unique in this huge world of fashion influencers? And I figured it out. I'm going to stay with body types and style blogging, and that is how we came up with the idea of Vogue Mode being style, guidance, inspiration, and advice. Next thing I've learned since being in the influencer game is to do your research before you present your products, okay? So you'll notice in a few of my videos, I have a cell phone, okay? I'm recording with one device and I've got my trusty notes in the other, okay? And that is because I wanna make sure that the information that I give to my viewers is accurate. And I also need to make sure that I sound and look like I know what I'm talking about. The worst thing I feel like an influencer can do is to get on a worldwide platform and look and sound like a complete idiot, okay? A complete idiot. That is the worst thing you can do. So you may notice in a few of my videos that I flub a little, or there may be some inaccuracies. That's definitely one of the things that I'm going to be working on cleaning up, is the corrections or the inaccuracies. If you take a look at my body type series video featuring Kim Kardashian, the hourglass, I made it where I sort of made a mistake in indicating the net worth for Kanye West. And instead of me being an influencer and just recording the whole thing, I decided to be lazy and do a freeze frame and a voiceover and put in there, or I'm sorry, excuse me, that was the Met Gala video. So you'll notice in the Met Gala video, I did a freeze frame and put a correction voiceover in there. It sort of threw off my video flow a little bit. Also in the Kanye video, I indicated the correction in the description. So it wasn't all bad, but just those are the types of things that I want to work on cleaning up moving forward. So third thing I've learned, do your research before presenting your products, because you want folks to know, or you want to come off as though you know what you're talking about, and you always want to provide the most accurate information that you can. Fourth thing I've learned since getting into the influencer game is to stay active on all platforms, okay? When Vogue Mode first started, the only thing that we had was Instagram. Instagram was cool, but I noticed that as time has gone along, there's been a lot more social media platforms, and some of the pre-existing platforms have enhanced some of their capabilities, right? So when Facebook first came out, the same Facebook that came out, several years ago is not the Facebook that we see today. The Instagram that came out several years ago most definitely is not the Instagram that we see today. And when I decided to expand Vogue Mode to Facebook, I thought to myself, well, Facebook may not be enough. And at that point, I decided to expand to YouTube. So when I say you want to stay active on all social platforms, I have connected Vogue Mode's Instagram page to the Facebook. So anytime that I post to Vogue Mode on Instagram, it automatically uploads to the Facebook page, okay? So Facebook gets the same content, or Instagram gets the same content that Facebook does, okay? Now, as far as Instagram is concerned, as far as, staying active on that specific platform, I was attending a Clubhouse room, and the girl, one of the tips that she gave me, and you can follow her on Instagram at Kat Chanu. She's real dope. I love her content. She does content about Black women in luxury settings. It's really cool. You guys should check her out. But the young lady in the room, her name was Kat Chanu, or that's her Instagram handle anyway. She gave tips on how to essentially enhance your Instagram and get the most out of your brand, okay? One of the best pieces of advice that she gave me that she gave the room, was to make sure that profile circle that you have, okay? And this is just talking about the profile circle. We're not talking about anything else related to your Instagram brand. We're talking about just your profile circle. What she told me was that, or what she told us was that, one, you need to make sure your profile icon has your face in it, okay? People want to be able to know the content or the creator of the content, right? So you need to make sure that your profile icon actually has a picture of you in it. A lot of people will get their profile icon together and it'll be like their logo or something like that. So she said one of the best things to do is to make sure that your profile icon is actually a picture of you, okay? Now, to my Virgos out there, I recently just changed my profile icon to something that's a little more cartoonized. I thought it was, more fun. So I think I'm definitely going to stick with that for a while, okay? What she also said when it came to that profile icon is to make sure that circle when it says that this person has uploaded something new to their story. She indicated to make sure that it always stays on, okay? Now, it's hard for me to keep that little profile circle on because I do other things outside of YouTube and outside of Instagram and outside of Vogue Mode that don't always allow me to be in one setting, stationary, so I can focus, right? So what I've started to do is I have started to upload once in the morning when I wake up, okay? I've started to upload once in the afternoon, maybe on my lunch or something like that, or if I'm just not doing anything. And then I also try to upload in the evening before I go to bed. Because remember, your Instagram story stays active for 24 hours, right? So I've got 3 stories that cover 24 hours. So it should at least take me through the day, at least, right? Which means as long as I'm continuously giving my viewers content, they're never missing out. If you notice that when content creators and influencers go missing for a while, they tend to lose their audience or they tend to lose engagement and things like that. And so in order to avoid that, you want to make sure that icon always stays on. Now, she did not give specific guidance on what you post on the icon, but what she did say is that it always needs to stay on. So what I try to do is, even if I don't have any actual content coming out or nothing new to post, I may tell my viewers, hey, make sure you have subscribed to the YouTube, the link's in the bio, or we've got new content coming this week. And I'll have a tendency to post pictures related to that content. For example, when I did the Meghan Markle body type series, that whole week I posted photos of Meghan Markle, letting people know that new content was coming and to be on the lookout for it, okay? So that was one of the tips that I've learned from someone who's in the influencer game and who's doing it right, is to make sure that your profile icon is a picture of you and that your Instagram story always stays active. The next thing I've learned since becoming an influencer is optimization. Especially when you're moving to YouTube. Instagram is one thing where you're doing hashtags and all those types of things, but YouTube optimization is a totally different beast, okay? With YouTube optimization, I've come to realize that it takes more than just a title. You'll notice that some of the guys and girls on YouTube, they have this viewership, right? Now, sometimes viewership can be based on the popularity of the topic, but then there are times in which your viewership, to maximize your viewership, it's literally going to be based on keywords. It's going to be based on the title itself, the tags you're using, if you're using tags. So YouTube optimization is something that I did not come across until I started Vogue Mode's YouTube page. And then when I noticed I wasn't really getting the viewership that I wanted, I started doing research on YouTube optimization. And so what I've come to find out is that, well, for me anyway, it takes more than Google Trends, okay? Google Trends is a great tool if you want to know what people are researching, right? So for example, if you take a look at my tea time video about Danny Lee and the baby, you'll notice that it has the most views out of all of my videos. That video and the body type series featuring Amara Van, those are the two videos that have the most viewership, okay? Now, a lot of things played a part in the viewership of those videos, okay? One being the popularity of the topic at the time, okay? So, at the time, the new season of How to Get Away with Murder had just finished, and it had come out that Underground, that used to come on WGN, was now going to be having reruns on OWN, okay? So I released that video at like the perfect time, okay? Also, the tags that I used for the video included Underground. So the beauty now is that should, if and when anyone, that's Ruby Woo, we don't want that. So the beauty of it now is that should anyone at any point decide to research Underground, they could potentially run into my video, okay? That's how the Instagram algorithm works. It's keywords, it's hashtags, it's all types of things that could literally make or break your content. So I use a few tools. I use a keyword app. I do use Google Trends sometimes. I also use a hashtag creator. And that hashtag creator is just going to allow me to find the most popular tags related to that specific topic. So that's the fifth thing that I learned. Now there's some subcategories to that fifth thing, such as find a great editing tool. When I first started, I was using iMovies, and as the time went along, my videos got longer. iMovies could no longer handle the amount of content that I was putting in. So I switched to another editing tool. There's a lot of things. Currently right now, Vogue Mode is recording on an iPhone, okay? But with the enhancement of iPhones comes the enhancement of videos and photos. So right now it works, but my next biggest investment is actually going to be in a camera that has a boom mic that's going to reduce outside noise. And so those are just some of the subcategories that you guys, if you're thinking about getting into the influencer game, that you want to incorporate into your repertoire, okay? So the last thing, have fun. That's going to be one of the most important tips that I can express, because you want to make sure that you're not only engaged with the audience, but that your audience is engaged with you. And if you're doing a topic that you're not having fun with, what's the point of being an influencer, right? So make sure you're having fun. Make sure when you put your content out, it feels genuine and it's not almost like a rehearsed type of thing, right? That's one of the main things that I like about the content that I produce. Some of it, we get it right on the first try. If you watched my video on DaBaby and Danny Lee, that was the first take. And it was perfect. All of the reactions were genuine. And so I think that's why people were engaged with the content, right? So that will be the 6 things that I have learned since becoming an influencer. I hope I've given you guys some tips, tricks, advice, Please make sure that you have followed Vogue Mode on Instagram at InTheMode, that's IN_DAMODE. Then also make sure you follow us on Facebook at Vogue Mode. We've got a YouTube page. Also, all content will drop on Facebook and YouTube at the same time, and then it will be uploaded to Instagram TV for easy access and convenience. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this content video, and I will see you next time. Bye.